Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to discuss how I went from skinny to skinny but with muscle. No, I'm kidding. So for those who don't know, I am vegan, and so I'm just going to give my approach to other vegans looking to gain muscle or just, get a bit jacked. Just my advice on, or what I did to gain size, more specifically in terms of my diet. I'll make another video in terms of training and other stuff like that. So again, I was just asked to do a video like this. It's not particularly scientific, it's more anecdotal, and this diet works for me, which means it won't work for you. Again, my stats are completely different to most people. I'm 6'4", so closer to 6'5", so I'm a bit taller, and therefore my calorie requirements are a bit different. So let's start from the beginning. So I've been approximately vegan, well, I've been vegan for approximately 5 years now, and I've been weightlifting for about 4 years. Well, yeah, 4 years. And prior to weightlifting, I did specifically just endurance type training, and I wanted to do a triathlon. So, well, not really. I don't know what I was doing, but I just knew I was quite good at running far distances and quick times. So that's what I trained for. And back then, my resting heart rate was quite low, between 30 and 40. While I was sleeping, it was recorded at 22 once, which was quite interesting. But I was tired of being the typical skinny vegan. Everyone's like, oh, you're skinny, and it's because you're vegan. So I decided to prove people wrong, and I started weightlifting. So this was the start of my weightlifting. I was about 65, 66 kilograms here. Again, I'm 6'4", so 65 or 66 at 6'4" is very skinny. But I got introduced to, well, I just saw them pop up on my YouTube when I was looking up other vegan bodybuilders, weightlifters, and I saw Dr. Leo Venus's channel, and well, he wasn't a doctor at the time, but now he is, and I just enjoyed watching his videos. I enjoyed his build, and since he was 6'4" like me, I pretty much replicated his diet, which wasn't much different to what I was originally doing anyway. It pretty much wasn't calorie counting. I just ate a lot of carbs, so I went high carb, low fat, whole food, so no processed food, and obviously plant-based or vegan. And I did that for about a year and a half. So I was not tracking my protein because I have this vendetta against these high protein diets, because I've experimented with them and noticed no significant difference. In fact, I felt much better on a higher carb diet, and I performed a lot better. So yeah, I was eating a lot of food. On days I did track it, I don't really track calories. It could be anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. And this worked very well for the first year and a half. I gained approximately, it was about 80 something kilograms in this photo after a year and a half. I gained a lot of strength, and I don't think I gained much fat, if at all any. And I remember my girlfriend referred to me as scary looking, because I had a very sunken in face because I was very lean. So my relative body strength, I think, was actually at my highest here, because though I've never enjoyed compound barbell lifts, I prefer sticking to the machines just based off of experience and comfortability. I think I do train it now and then, but at this point I think I hit 100 at my kilograms on bench. My deadlift was my strongest by far, that was about 160 for my body weight. And considering how skinny I was and how new I was, I thought it was fairly decent. Oh, and I know I was front squatting 100 for reps, which I've started doing again, and front squats are difficult. So, whilst I thought I looked good here, I did feel skinny still because of my height. 80 something kilograms on my frame is not that much. And the problem was I wasn't gaining much weight anymore. And I couldn't eat more than I was already eating. I was already stuffing my face full of food, obviously very clean food, but so I then decided that I would just keep my diet the same, but add more fat. So, add peanut butters and things like that. And it actually did work quite well. So this is a photo I took when I hit 90 kilograms on the dot. As you can see, I was getting a bit more or less defined. And then, so when I hit 90 about after 6 months when I started, and then here's a photo of me 6 months later. I was about 95 kilograms here. So the progress was slow, but definitely there. But again, I had never done, this was where I made a mistake. So I had never dirty bulked before, and veganism had suddenly become more popular in South Africa, so there are more vegan processed food options. So I decided to do a dirty bulk. It actually wasn't on purpose. Also, yeah. So I was eating everything in sight. I was on that seafood diet. If I saw anything that was vegan, I'd eat it. Like I could finish a packet of Oreos easy. So I did that for a while, and I hit my peak about 8 months later, and I was very fluffy, and I don't have a photo of me without a shirt, so here's one with me with a shirt. Did not feel good at all, but I did enjoy the strength and size that I was getting. So I did do a mini cut after this because I realized I was quite, let's say, not lean. So then this was after my mini cut. What I did for a mini cut was quite easy. Just went back to the high carb, low fat, whole food, plant-based diet. And I'll show you now what it entails. I'll show you what I eat in a day, so you can get an idea of what a high carb, low fat, whole food, plant-based diet is. It's in the name, but yeah, if you just want an example. But okay, so I did this mini cut, and again, it worked well, but I wanted to dirty bulk again because I enjoyed that strength I was getting, and I looked big, felt, I mean, in terms of body image, I didn't care that I was a bit chunky, but yeah. So I dirty bulked again. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say, let me go back to this photo. So this was when I hit 100, I think I hit 110 kilograms here, from 95 to 110 on that dirty bulk. That was quite insane. And then when I cut down, I cut to about 102 or 3 here. And then so I dirty bulked again from 103, and I got all the way up to about 120, just under 120 kilograms. Here are some photos from that. So when I hit the 120 kilograms, I'd never felt so unhealthy before. So the issue came when I hit 120 kilograms. I'd never felt so unfit or unhealthy. All of my health markers were fine, like my blood pressure was good and my heart rate was fine, but I just didn't like how I felt. I was, if you've ever been on a bulk, you struggle to walk up steps and things like that, so that bothered me. And my sleep apnea, I'm quite a bad snorer, and it gets worse when I bulk. again, I liked how I look. It wasn't a matter of, ooh, I look too chunky or something. I don't really care so much. I felt good in my clothes, I felt big, and that's all I cared about. So I hit 120 back in early July, and then so for 3 months now, I've been back on my regular high carb, low fat diet. So the dirty bulks actually did increase my appetite, so I'm eating a lot of food now, and I don't seem to get full quickly, which is nice. So I'm not losing weight rapidly, and I'm able to maintain a higher body weight. So I am currently around, so I was around 117, and I'm currently around 111, 112, maybe just a bit less. And if you look at my videos, if you look at the first video, you could probably notice there's a slight change in my face. It's more obvious on my body because I store a lot in my legs, and now my legs have got definition, as you can see in this photo. And here's another one where I am finally getting my abs back. So again, I don't like calorie counting. I just found it made my relationship with food worse. So instead, if I want to gain weight, I just eat more processed foods. If I want to lose weight, I eat more clean. And that seems to do the trick, especially on my vegan diet, or, well, lifestyle. So I'll show you what I ate yesterday. It's on my phone. Oh no, the day before yesterday. So, sorry about that. So I ate about 3,420 calories. That's more or less what I aim for. I don't think I'll go much lower than that, because this is what I like. So in total, out of all of that, I had 168 grams of protein, which is a lot less than some of my body weight would be recommended to eat, but it works fine for me. My fat intake was low, which makes sense, and carb intake was high, of 510 grams of carbs. And so that's like my macronutrient split. I don't really look at that much. I just make sure my fat intake is between 50 and 60, if not less, that's fine, and that my carbs are at least above 400. Well, yeah. So I will then show you, so as you can see, all of these green markers indicate I'm getting all the micronutrients I need. On my vegan diet, people always say, oh, I'm going to become deficient. Well, I seem to be doing fine. I take a vitamin D supplement. You don't really need one unless you're not exposed to enough sunlight or in a region with poor sunlight, such as the high up in the northern or southern hemispheres, or low down in the southern hemispheres. And my mineral intake's fine. I'm getting enough iron, 508%. Yeah, and so that's essentially my diet. Omega-3 to 6 ratio is good. I keep my omega-3s much higher than my omega-6s just for that anti-inflammatory benefit. There's my protein. So I'll show you what I had. This is essentially it. So for breakfast, I usually have oats with a bunch of random stuff. This is what I had that day. It does vary. For lunch, I usually have like what I do is I have a main carb, which is my main thing, and then I add vegetables to it or fruit to it. So that was my lunch. My post-workout, I do have a protein powder, just because it's like everyone seems to have one. And I just sweeten that, and I have a big shake. For dinner, I had pasta, so again, a carb with a lot of vegetables to make sure I'm getting enough fiber. I get more than enough fiber. And then I snack quite a bit. I realized I put one of these in the wrong section, so if I feel hungry or peckish, I'll usually have fruit, and that's my snack. And again, on this day, at the bottom of the screen, you can see I had the Berry Delight Naked Bars. Those are my favorite. They're quite high in calories, but it's clean food, in my mind. So yeah, and then there are my spices and stuff. So yeah, that's my full day of eating. So for me personally, this works best. Again, I'm much taller than most individuals, and I'm much taller than most individuals and a lot heavier than most individuals. So, but I do, however, promote higher carb diets. I'm not a big fan of low carb diets unless you're like dieting for a comp. I've seen those work quite well. And the nice part about this high carb, low fat, whole food diet is that you can eat until you to your heart's content and still lose weight or stay the same weight. So I would look at the Dr. Leo Venus's channel. I used his as a reference just because we had similar stats, and yeah, I really enjoy my diet now. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was informative and that you learned a bit, and I'll see you in the next one.